dear friends. I am Dr. Rajesh Kuladkar from Mumbai. Basically, I am professor at Ayurveda Medical College, but I have done my MA in Yoga Shastra as well as MA in Pali literature. That's why I am presenting my paper. Critical study of the factors helping for the attainment of sensation is below in Yoga Shastra and Pali literature. So the focus of my study is to understand and know the philosophy of the factors helping for the attainment of cessation is below as anticipated in Yoga Shastra and Pali literature. Next. Shraddha Virya Smriti Samadhi Prajna Purvaka Iteresham. According to Yoga Sutra, the factors which help the attainment of Nirodha by yogis are Shraddha means faith, Virya means energy, Smriti means mindfulness, Samadhi means concentration of mind, and Prajna means knowledge. According to Pali literature, the same factors Saddha, next, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya constitute the five mental strength means balas. These are also called five faculties with Indriya on the consideration that when one starts mastering them, they begin to help in attaining the final goal of full liberation. As a philosophical concept, Shraddha differs from the Western ideas of faith in that it refers to a direct understanding of divine truth rather than belief through blind faith. The Bhagavad Gita, in which Sri Krishna says, Shraddhavan labde jnanam, means one with the Shraddha gain knowledge. In yoga, understanding one's individual Shraddha can help to motivate practitioners on their path. The notion is referred to in Patanjala Yoga Sutras, a classic yoga text outlined the eight-limbed path of Hatha Yoga. Sutra 1.20 state that practice of yoga begins with faith. Virya is the Sanskrit term that has a very similar meaning in both Pali as well as Yoga Shastra. In Buddhism, it can be translated as energy or enthusiasm and is mostly used to reference energy required on the path of achieving liberation. In Yoga Shastra, the term is used to describe strength, heroism, manhood, and concealment. Some name of yoga asanas that are derived from the word virya include Supta, Virasan, and Virabhadrasana. In yoga and Buddhist philosophy, smriti means memory or mindfulness in the context of the five powers of the strength. Smriti Pala refers specially to strength of the mindfulness. In yoga and Pali tradition, samadhi is a state of intense concentration and meditative consciousness, often described as a blissful union where the meditator's individual consciousness merged with the object of meditation or universal consciousness. In yoga and Pali philosophy, prajna means wisdom, intelligence or knowledge. It is a state of insight that goes beyond the ordinary intellectual understanding. How it acts? True faith is provisional, flexible, and open to doubt and reason. It is like a plant which keeps on throwing forth shoots and growing. All that is required at the beginning is the seed. And the seed need to be nothing more than a feeling of interest in the possibilities of the spiritual life. Virya is energy, physical as well as mental energy is an essential quality. In the context of samadhi, it means courage through which many impediments on the path of the yoga can overcome. Energy is like a muscle, it grows stronger through being used. As thought deepens through personal experience and energy grows through practice, the mind acquires a direction. It becomes recollected in the basic meaning of the word. This is smriti. Our thoughts have been scattered as it were all over the mental field. Now we begin to collect them again to direct them towards a single goal, self-knowledge. As we do this, we find ourselves becoming increasingly absorbed in the thought of what we are seeking. And so, at length, absorption merged into illumination and a subtle samadhi occurred. In the Abhidhamma tradition, the five strengths are regarded as antidote to inbuilt means vyapada, Heedlessness means apramada or sensual desire, kamecha, distraction or restlessness and worry, udaccha, kukuccha, and skeptical doubt means vichikicha. These factors are included in the 37 factors of enlightenment are described in the like following. That is 4 foundation of the mindfulness, 4 types of right efforts, 4 bases of mental power, is power, 5 spiritual faculties, 5 spiritual powers, 7 factors of enlightenment, and the noble eightfold path. Next. How it acts. Indriya means leader. When cultivated, an indriya becomes more powerful or bala. The 5 mental faculties means pancha indriya are saddha, virya, sati, samadhi and panya, and there are 5 corresponding powers means pancha bala. Those 2 sets of 5 factors are critical in following the noble eightfold path. At the same time, one realizes that when the mind is not calm, one can make bad decisions. Thus, one start working on calming the mind and to attain a level of concentration with samadhi. Concentration is not really a good translation of for samadhi. One does not need to force concentration. Rather, samadhi comes about when one takes precaution not to get into bad situation. For the Buddha, truth was the law of nature, which is expressed as Dhamma-Dittita or Dhamma-Niyamata. He explained that the law of nature exists irrespective of the fact. Next. Whether a fully enlightened person exists or not, all that a fully enlightened person does is to gain a perfect insight into this law and then reveal it to others. My conclusion is that the 5 spiritual faculties are one of the 37 states of Bodhipakkhiya Dhamma, means qualities conductive of enlightenment. The 5 indriya become 5 bala and are well balanced only for an arhanta. By cultivating them and trying to keep them balanced, we can reap many benefits even before reaching that ultimate goal, like Idri Ganima in this previous last day's lectures we heard that when they become bala, means power, they become unshakable by their opponents, like indecision, laziness, negligence, agitation, and delusion or ignorance. These 5 Shraddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi and Panya are Chetasika, means mental factors. They help define one's character spirituality for the path of the liberation. Thank you very much.
Good, madam. Dr. Rajasri, madam. The critical study. So, how with the Pali literature also, how it is being connected. How good expression it was, but little more, clarity on thoughts from which the expression will come into the gesture that also make a sense. And ultimately, whether Buddha has brought something new, or ultimately whether it is from the Sanatana Dharma thoughts, that also to be looked into, isn't it? So, what is the source, ultimate source of Buddha's purposes, isn't it? So, as it is not separate from the Sanatana Dharma, so ultimately we will come to that conclusion, isn't it?
Right.
Good.